Hey everyone, welcome to the Wildcat Way Show. I'm Mackenzie Hickman, your host, and today I'm getting to sit down with Dr. Kellye Bolar. I am so excited to have her on the show today, and I say that almost every time, but I'm really excited to have you. There's so many things that I kind of want to talk about with you today, and just to be able to showcase you, let everybody get to know you. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely.
It feels really good to come back home to Pearl River because this is a place that I absolutely love spending my first years of college. So it's really good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, we're glad to have you. And kind of getting right on into it. So I really kind of want to just introduce you. There's a lot of things that we're going to talk about today, but you were named the Young Alumnus of the Year. So that was kind of the big reason that I was like, we've got to have her on the show. But just kind of tell me about yourself and like where you grew up, where you went to high school.
Yeah, okay, so I grew up in Picayune, born and raised Picayune. My mother and grandmother did, I guess, a pretty good job raising me. You know, I was really influenced by strong, independent women. So, yeah, I grew up in Picayune, went to Picayune High School where I cheered and played softball, and I danced at a local studio, and I really had a good time there, friends, family. And then I transferred to, or I came to Pearl River for my first 2 years of college, and I was on String of Pearl's dance team, which was a really fun experience. Kiara Fleming is the best, by the way. She's still here, and I love her to death. And also while being here, I was on the River Road Show Choir, which was a fun experience. Not the greatest singer, but I could dance a little bit. I can hold a tune.
There you go.
And then I was on the leadership, I think we called it River Navigators when I was here.
Yes.
Is it still called that? Yeah, so River Navigators, I did that, which was great. After my 2 years, I transferred to Southern Miss, where I was in the elementary education program. Learned so much about myself. Like Southern Miss was a really, that was a really good experience for me. Got my bachelor's in elementary education with endorsements in math and reading. Then after I graduated, I went to, I started teaching in Ocean Springs. Started teaching fourth grade math and science, which is great. I love it. And then I transferred to high school and I started teaching Algebra 1. And then, yeah, so that's kind of like my school career, and I got my my master's and my specialist and my doctorate from Wim Carey. So
so you continued that education route.
I did. I continued the education route. Like I never thought that I would go into education. That wasn't like a first thing that I wanted to do. I thought that I would be a professional dancer, dancing on Broadway somewhere, but God had other plans, and I'm so grateful that He's led me into this direction. One of the main reasons I got into education was my experience when I was working at NASA Stennis Space Center as an astrocamp counselor. I did that for, I think, maybe almost 15 years. So when I was 18, so there was a lot of, we did STEM things, math, science, technology, engineering, and math. And there were a lot of educators there who kind of inspired me to go in that educational route because it was, I was really interested in it. So that's probably what made me do math and science. So yeah, that was my educational journey.
And that's what those people, and that's what we tell students all the time is like, go talk to people, go kind of be around stuff because you never know.
You never know. You never know what small conversation is going to help lead you into a different career path or just another opportunity. And I truly believe in that, like having conversations with people, if you're at the coffee shop, if you're at the gym, wherever you are, like talking to people and seeing how you can help them and seeing how they maybe can help you as well.
Absolutely. I've kind of learned early on, or at least whenever I was younger, that you can learn something from anybody.
Oh, yeah.
And even the people that you may think that they don't know what they're talking about or either stuff like that, they still have something that you can learn from them.
You really can. A few years ago, I think that I was one of the people that if I'm in the gym or if I'm at a coffee shop, just like I said, I wouldn't necessarily like start a conversation with someone because I wanted to, kind of keep to myself. But then I was like, everybody has their own lives going on.
Right.
Maybe it is okay for me to like spark this conversation. And that has led to a lot of different opportunities for me. And I'm so grateful that I was able to be more open and like having those conversations that led to those connections.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, and that's the key, because most people don't start up the conversation. So then whenever you do, it really sets you apart.
It does.
And then people kind of get invested in you at that point too. So that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, kind of coming back to, you said that you went to Pearl River right out of high school. So what made you choose Pearl River to come here first?
Well, I knew that it was 2 years, and I knew that it was close to home, and family is really important to me. And I knew that I wanted to dance. And so Kara Fleming, like, she really inspired me. She is just phenomenal in all the things that she does, just even when I was in high school dancing at the studio, she always presented, her and Leisha Wagaspack, the owner of Leisha's Dance School, they inspired me to do more, to be creative, to just to be independent and do the things that I want to do. They were really big influences in my life. And Kara, I knew that she was the coach, and I said, okay, I'll come and try out for the team. And that was one of the real things that led me here, because I knew her, I trusted her, and I wanted to be. I felt like there was more to be learned from her. Yeah, and I mean, Pearl River is a great school. Like I said, it was one of the best experiences of my life, the best 2 years, really, because some of those friendships that I formed are still my friends today. It's funny because moving back home to Picayune recently, I visited the Life Church in Picayune, and Kieran, I can't think of his last name, he is the worship director. And I went to church and he said, "Hey, are you Kellye?" I said, "Yes." We were on show choir together at Pearl River. So it's like a full circle kind of thing, I feel like it's Pearl River is just that home feeling, but I still got a great education.
Absolutely. And you definitely took advantage of opportunities and stuff here. I mean, you were dancing, you were a river navigator, you were on show choir, so you got to experience a lot of different things. And that's something that I think is very inspiring to young students too, that especially during this time, I think that most people kind of just come to class and go home, and don't take advantage of the things that they do, and that's kind of what makes the whole experience, makes the big difference.
I definitely feel like it did make a big difference in my time here, being involved, branching out and meeting people that I would not normally meet. Because show choir, you couldn't tell me that I was like singing and dancing. Like, of course, dance is something I've always done, but singing and that was just a different circle of people, and I met so many great people, and then just going to class and like being social. There was a lot of events that were on campus that I was able to participate in, and friendships, so it was smaller too, so I was able to form really true connections with people.
Exactly. And then you kind of hit on it a minute ago, but you were talking about how you've moved back home, but you were originally living in Ocean Springs for the past few years. So tell me about Ocean Springs.
So I moved to Ocean Springs right after I graduated from USM, and I started teaching. I taught math and science for 5 years, and while I was at that school, I started a dance club because I'm super passionate about dance, and I'm super passionate about kids. It was an after-school program that myself and some other coworkers, we kind of got together, and I was able just to see a different way of education, because Ocean Springs is different from Picayune. There's a lot more people, a lot more resources over that way, and I had a really good time learning from the people, learning from the administrators, learning from my coworkers there. And then after teaching for 5 years, I said, okay, I think I want to go to the high school. Let me see if this is something that I want to do. So I looked into it, and then I got a job teaching at the high school. And one of the reasons that I was so comfortable going to the high school is because I had done dance team choreography for the Ocean Springs varsity dance team. But I did that since I was, I'm pretty sure, maybe my last year at Pearl River when I started, doing choreography for them. So I've done that. I did that for maybe almost 10 years. So, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed working with them. It's a great group of kids, and sad to leave them and come here, but I'm excited to be home too.
Absolutely. So now you've moved back home to Picayune, back with family and everything. But you've got a new opportunity there also with dance.
Yes, with dance.
You're co-coach.
Yes, I'm a co-coach with Mandy Feely with the Pride of the Tide, and that I never in a million years thought I was going to be a coach. I always said I'm just going to do choreography so that I can like kind of jump around and do things. But I think now having this opportunity, I feel like God has put me in this place to be able to be around young girls and be able to just share my experiences with them and help them grow and help them like, you know, combat some of these experiences or these things or these problems that they've had because of my experience. You know, I feel like as a high school girl, you go through things and it's like, oh my gosh, the world is like, you know, ending and everything. And it's like, if I've experienced it, I want to just share my story with them in the hopes of like helping make their path a little bit easier.
Right.
You know, so I'm really excited about it, and I think it's going to be a really great year. You know, I've already met some of the girls and talked to the coach, and I think it's going to be, you know, just an uplifting and positive experience.
Definitely. I think that is so great for you, and I know that you are excited because that's in your hometown, and you're getting to do what you love and doing the things that, you know, can maybe make a difference in people's lives, and I know that's very big to you.
Oh yeah.
And talking about that, I know that you've wrote 2 books.
Yes.
And definitely one is called
Love Yourself Girl.
Love Yourself Girl.
Yes.
So that is a big thing to you.
It is. It's huge to me.
You know, helping young girls or anybody really that could use some of the advice that you have or just the knowledge that you've had from your experiences. So
because I knew that I wanted to be able to be, I feel like maybe I need to start over right there. Sorry.
You're good. Yeah, you can start over.
I feel like my title is not just educator. It's not just dance teacher. I feel like my title is sharer. Like I like to share. I like to share my experiences and just helping people, you know? So I feel like I wrote the book because there were so many things in my head that I needed to get out. So many experiences that I've had, like problems that I've come in, like I've dealt with, in solutions that I've been able to come to, you know? And I want to be able to like have like I guess like a guide to young girls and young women. Hey, I went through this experience and these are some ways that I was able to get from point A to point B. And that's it. I feel like it's just just a way to help people grow and continue and like learn continuously, you know?
Absolutely.
So I wrote that book, 1, because it felt good to write it, to get it out of my head, and then 2, just to help young girls. I passed out so many books to young girls that I've taught in the past, and they've come back to me just saying how much it's helped them, you know. And it's basically it's a book just about how to nourish your body, your mind, and your spirit to get the things that you want in life. Because you know, if your body's not right physically, like everything's like healthy, running smoothly, you know, I'm not talking about like big fat weight or whatever. I'm just talking about if your body's functioning properly. Like, what are you doing to your body? What are you doing to your mind? What movies are you watching? What music are you listening to? What are you reading? Like, those things have a big impact on how you move through the world. And then spiritually, what are you connected with? Is it God? Like, what do you believe in, you know? So I think that that's important to me too, just sharing those ways with young girls and young women, because I know that it has helped me, the people in my life, having those strong influences from women, you know. And then just loving yourself. I feel like if you don't love yourself, who else is going to love you?
That's right.
You
girl.
know, you gotta love you.
Oh my gosh, me and my coworker talk about that all the time.
Really?
Because she's like, if I don't love me, who else is?
Exactly.
And I'm like, yes, that is true. And you do. You have to love yourself.
It starts with you. And I know I say this, I've asked people this, you know, all the time, like, because I'm not married, I don't have any children, but one day I will be that. I will be a wife, I will be a mother. But in order for me to be the best mother, in order for me to be the best wife, daughter, cousin, sister, aunt, KK, I have to love myself, and I have to be able to make sure that I'm okay in order to be able to serve other people, you know? So that's really important to me, and I want to just share that with everyone.
And see, to me, like, I've always been a person that you didn't have to tell me that the fire was hot. I just believed you. Whereas a lot of other people, they're like, I've got to test it.
Yes.
And see.
Oh my gosh.
So like having that like guide of, you know, I want to learn from other people's mistakes so that I don't have to go through them. You know, and I think that that's so important, and that's great that you're putting that out there for people to be able to learn. So maybe they don't have to go through the same things that you went through without an answer for very long.
Yes, for very long, yes, because I do believe in, sometimes the best, you have to go through it to learn it sometimes, but I don't believe that you have to go through everything, especially if somebody's already gone through it, just like you said, like the fire, like it's hot, like don't touch it. Like I'm telling you, trust me, so I think it's good for, for them, like you said, just for them to have this little guide, and it's just a little book just to kind of help. So
it's gonna help out there. That's awesome. Well, and then so talking about that along with, I mean, I know you do a million different things, but you also have the Cool Kids Club.
Yeah.
So tell me about Cool Kids and what that is.
Yeah.
And just
so the Cool Kids Club, it was started because I knew that I wanted to be able to reach kids who don't necessarily have as many resources as other people. So like our underprivileged youth, right? So the whole goal is to empower kids through STEAM and life experiences. So just talking to them about, just how to be a better communicator, how to be a better listener, how to go through the world, and then just providing them with those educational opportunities as well. So we've been able to do a lot of fun things with the kids. Like last summer, we took a group of kids to the Mississippi Aquarium. It was so much fun, and I enjoyed it more than the kids. I think that was my first time going. We were able to see a lot of things, and through that, it wasn't just about being at the aquarium. It was about talking to them and getting to know who they are, and like seeing where they were in school, and like helping with some of those social skills, because some kids, they don't know how to talk to each other, especially these days. Like everybody's on the phone, everybody's on the internet or tweeting and doing all kinds of stuff, and it's like they're not, they don't know how to have a conversation. So just kind of talking to them and communicating with them, I think that that's super helpful. So
absolutely.
The goal now is to just continue that, and we do little things here and there. We have some meetups coming up, and just little things just to empower them, and just to know, okay, even though you've been in this little box of your city or your home, there's so much more outside in the world. The biggest goal is to take a trip, out of the country with a group of kids, but we'll slowly but surely get there,
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. Well, I mean, like, I know that we've talked about all the things that you've done. How do you find the time between all of this?
I don't know.
You've got family, you've got the dance, you've got all these, like, basically, like, I know it's a nonprofit organization, the Cool Kids Club. So how do you find the time to do all this stuff?
That is a good question. I have to do a lot of intentional self-care, a lot of intentional, like yesterday, I was very intentional about relaxing. Like I relaxed and was like, this is the day that I do nothing. And that's okay. Now, for a person like me, that is very hard to do because, you're always busy. You're always wanting to like serve other people and give and give and give. But it's about going back to loving yourself and like taking care of like you whenever you do feel run down. So I have a lot of good people in my circle. My mother is very, very good to me. She's a great mom. Anything that I need, at the drop of the dime, she's there. My sister's great to me. My grandmother, my great aunts, like I just have a community and like a big circle of people who love me and support me. My friends, one of my friends I talk to every single morning. We just kind of like have like a, just a powwow session to kind of just talk about, what's going on through the day. And I think that's important, having your social circle and your people that you can call and like bounce ideas off of. I'll call somebody, hey girl, like I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? And she'll be like, yeah, girl, I think that's good. Or maybe we need to talk about it a little bit more. And that feels really good. So I do believe in,
leaning on other people
and having those connections and having a good, strong foundation of positive people. And then, of course, God has helped me do all these things. I don't do it by myself. There's no way in this world that this is just Kellye. It's not. Like I said, it's God, and it's the people that He has put into my life. And I feel like that's important to, kind of weed through, because sometimes you'll come in contact with a group of people or people that aren't necessarily the right fit for where you are trying to go. So, and I do believe that it's okay to remove yourself. It's no offense to anybody else, but sometimes you have to leave a certain situation in order to bloom or grow, So I'm just, just grateful that God has provided me with this life of being able to realize that sometimes it's okay to leave things and to grow and get better, because it's not a bad thing. I think it's a great thing, because it's all about loving yourself and giving to other people. I think that that's one of the biggest messages that I want to give to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think too, like my time at PRCC, whenever I graduated from high school, like when you're in high school, you're kind of forced to be around a certain group of people, and you don't really have a choice in it. Whereas like then whenever I got here, I could choose my friends. I could choose the group that I was around, and it was like, this is a whole different kind of world, because now I get to be around people that I really want to be around, and that are helping me and uplifting me, and that really taught me like it's who you're around, and because your mindset of how you are is usually according to the people that you're around.
Absolutely.
So if you're around negativity, or you're around people that aren't really, ambitious, or not really wanting to do anything, then you're probably going to be like them too.
Right.
But if you're surrounded by people that are positive and uplifting and wanting the best for you, and you know 100% that they want the best for you, then you're probably going to fall into that too.
And that's what I believe. I feel like your circle of people, like if you look at your circle of people and it's like, okay, something's up, I want to be able to surround myself. And I can honestly say the people who are in my circle, like there's educators, there are people that are just super positive and they're doing great things, because I feel like that's where you have to be in order to grow and be successful. And when I say success, it's not monetary.
Right.
I feel like success is like a state of mind of like, oh, am I happy, or am I experiencing happiness? Am I at peace? I feel like that is the biggest thing, because I feel like the person that makes the most money in the world, sometimes they are not the happiest. Right. They are not at peace. But I feel like if you do experience those little pockets of happiness, the peace and the feel good thing is gonna come,
Absolutely.
So making sure that you are around those good people and y'all are doing good things and living a life by whatever values that you have,
whatever
I think that's
you find
important.
happiness in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And everybody's, like you said, success is kind of defined differently by
It
everyone.
is.
Someone else's success may be moving up in a certain ranks of their job, or in some people's other success may be that they influenced so many people and lives and stuff like that, and everybody's different. And I know that you had a lot of people influence you, and you even talked about before we started the show, the educators, that you didn't really know that was something that you wanted to go into, education.
Right.
But because of the people you were around. So tell me about like Stennis and everything.
Yeah, so working at Stennis Space Center as a national camp counselor, I knew that was a job for when I was 18. I was like, okay, I need to get a job for the summer, and it was great. It was close to home, and I was thinking, okay, this will be fun, and it's around kids. But as I was there, I'm like, oh, these are educators. They really do believe in this. Like they are really, trying to change the world. And that really inspired me to go into education. I knew that, dance would always be one of the things that I would do, but I didn't see education or like being in a school as, my main job. But I'm so grateful that I did experience that, because I was able to just see how great of a life that they have teaching kids throughout the year and doing fun stuff in the summer. So that was one of the biggest things that I learned from them and during my time there, and then like they taught me, okay, well, after your bachelor's degree, you can go and get your master's. I'm like, what? Like, I didn't even think that was possible. Honestly, like I never in a million years, I promise you, I never thought that I would go back to school and even get a master's degree. That wasn't even in my brain, because I didn't think that was possible for me. And I know and I hate to even say that, but I didn't. I did it. My older cousin, I knew that he got a master's degree, and I saw him. I was like, well, maybe it is possible. Seeing somebody else who looked like me and seeing somebody else in my family, like I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I can do. So when he got, I was like, okay, well, yeah, let me see what this is about. Yeah. So I went and I started the program at William Carey, and I got my master's. And then after, another coworker said, hey, Kellye, you want to go into this other program to get your educational specialist? It leads into a doctor. And I was like, girl, what are you talking about? Doctor, like, educational doctor, like, is that possible? And she was like, yes, you can do it. And I love her to death. And she she really was one of the people who's like, yeah, come on, let's go. You can do this. And sometimes you need that boost. You need that encouraging word to just say, no, you can do this. You have done X, Y, and Z. You can do this too, you know?
Right.
And so all of these people have played a small part, and I don't even think some of these people even know it. So, and you know, I've shared or I've talked to some people about it, but I'm excited to talk about it because maybe maybe now they'll know.
Right.
But all these people played these little roles in like helping me become who I am today. I'm so grateful for it. So knowing that, I want to be that person for other girls or other boys, other people in general, you know, to say, okay, if there's something that you want to do, just do it. Or if there's something you want to do, let's figure out what you need to do in order to do it. What's the plan, you know, because I feel like if you wanted to go to school and be an astronaut, or if that's what you want to do, I don't know if you go to school to do that, but you know, whatever.
Whatever
if you want
it
to
might
be,
be,
if you want to be an astronaut, okay, what are the next steps? Because I did see another little girl, I think a mom posted on social media, my little girl wants to be an astronaut. And I'm like, yes, please go ahead and make sure you are doing the things, even though she's 7 years old, do the things that she needs to do in order to reach that goal. I think that's important. Like,
start now.
Yeah, start now. And like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just pouring into the kids. Like if they say, Mom, I want to go to school and be a lawyer. Like, where are we going? What camps are we going through this summer? Like, who are we going to talk to? You know, I think that's important because, like I said, having those people in my life really helped
get you there.
Yeah, really helped get me into this space. So
yeah, that's what, like, I had the mom that I told her I wanted to do broadcasting, and I told her that on a Tuesday. We had a camera and a microphone off the truck by Friday, and we were going up and we were interviewing people, and they didn't even know what we were doing, but we just had the camera and we had the microphone. We looked official,
and isn't that great?
And like, she was just like, if you want to do it, we're gonna do it, kind of thing. And we'll figure it out. And that's what it is, so important to have those people, because it's something that you may see somebody else and you're like, okay, they do that, but I don't even know how I would. And then when you have somebody like, no, you can do the same thing.
You can do the same thing. I love it. Love it.
That's awesome. And I definitely think that you are inspiring young men, women, anybody that you come in contact with. I mean, I'm inspired today.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm super excited for you and all that you have coming up. Again, like, I know that you were named the Young Alumnus Award or the year for PRCC. You'll have that next week, next Thursday.
Yes, I'm really excited about that. Like, that was so surprising. Deanna, right? Yes, Delana messaged me, or she called me, and I was like, she said, oh, you've been nominated and selected. I'm like, what? How? Oh my gosh. I'm so grateful. I mean, because there's so many people that have gotten the alumnus award, and I didn't even know that this was a thing, but I'm just so grateful to be able to be a recipient and to be able to be in the space with all these great people. So that means a lot to me.
You definitely deserve it.
Well,
and
thank you.
You put in the work, and you're doing amazing things, and I'm just so happy to be able to showcase you and let everybody else kind of see you and shine a spotlight on the people that are changing our communities and our counties and our places around our local communities and stuff. So it's really awesome to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, everyone, this has been the Wildcat Way Show with Dr. Kellye Bolar. It's been such a great show. Thank you all for watching and listening. You can find us on any podcast platform, any YouTube platform, and on our Facebook, Instagram, social media accounts. Make sure to like us and follow along. This was Dr. Kellye.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all next time.